Hello, you lot. Got a bit of a racket going on there. Got a minion playing with a couple of guns. I'm just having a little. You probably can't see. I've got the Rush EVO on the bench, and I've got the shocks from the rear of it, the back shocks off of it. I wasn't actually going to make any kind of video of it. I wasn't going to film anything of it. I was just going to refurbish. I say refurbish very loosely because it's definitely a loose phrase, refurbish. But I was just going to do it anyway and then carry on with life. Now you've set the chicken off. Chicken. I was just going to do it and then carry on with life. But I thought some of you might not like. Some of you lot might like to see it. So I've done one, and we can compare what this new one is. This one is like compared to what the old one is like. There wasn't really any oil left in this. So let's have a look at it. Oh yes, shh. It's telling me to shush now. What is the matter with you? Are you a chicken? What are you, a mouse?
You're chicken.
Are you a mouse?
You're chicken.
Are you a brush?
You're a brush.
He's a brush. He's a brush.
You're a brush. Yeah.
Right, so here we are on the bench. Now that is the little bit, you can see what colour it is. That oil is the original. I know I've had this car since it was brand spanking new, and I know 100% fact I've never taken those shocks apart. So that is the original shock oil, what's left of it in there. Quite dark browny colour. Now, this is the new, this has got new oil in it. Yes. That's the aerial.
Way longer.
Because it's got to be long so it gets a good signal. If it's short, it won't get a very good signal. So the idea is I'm going to try and... Well, I was doing this with things that I've got laying around anyway because I didn't want to spend any money on it. So I've got lying around...
Daddy,
yes?
I can't see my face.
No, I don't want you to see your face on you at the moment. We're filming the car,
I
aren't
want
we?
to do that.
Well, you can do that here. Do it down there. Look, you see it. Look, you see your hands? Do it down there. Yeah, thumbs down. Thumbs... Why thumbs down?
I found a tunnel.
Oh. Why can't it be a thumbs up? Whee! Thumbs up now, thumbs up. Anyway, I had this yeah, found the tunnel. I found this S-Works oil laying around. So I've got 250 and 800. I put 800 in this one.
Daddy,
yes.
what's this here?
That's a vice. You put things in it and tighten it up and you can saw stuff or do stuff, hold stuff for you.
What's beeping?
That's a charger. It's charging batteries. Right. So now this has all got new oil in it. Listen. No air bubbles. And it pushes itself out again a little bit. So we know that it is working lovely. So if we take this other one off, you'll see how... Well, we'll see the difference between them. And the good thing is... What on earth are you doing? Right, the bloody good thing is, with this Rush, everything's quite easy to do. So all you got to do to take your shocks off is just undo that top screw there, that bottom screw down there, and there we go. We've got one shock.
It's shock.
Look, there's hardly any oil left in that. Over the past 20 years, it's all kind of leaked out, and there's air in there obviously as well. So we can take that screw out of there. I might do the front ones as well, but I wasn't planning to because there isn't anything wrong with the front ones. And all we got to do, all we got to do is take that off of there like that. That comes off of there like that. I've cleaned all the other one up already because I was going to put it back on. Then I decided to.
Clean it now.
Yeah, I've already cleaned it.
Oh, God.
But look, you see me doing it.
Yeah.
And then I was going to put it back on, and then I thought to myself, you know what?
It's not this there.
Yeah, I know. I might do the front ones as well.
Yeah.
And then
And the back one.
And these are the back ones. And then I decided, you know what? Let's do a little video on it. So let's have a little look down here, like you can see it a bit better. So take that little ring off of there as well. And get as much dirt off of this as possible, because what you don't want is you don't want any dirt, any grit or anything getting inside. Listen.
Eat that.
Loads of air in there. There's hardly any oil. Look how loose that is. It doesn't push itself back out either. So we know this isn't a lot of cop. So let's undo this. Stop doing that.
I'm doing the air up down here.
So that's 20-odd-year-old shock oil.
What's that?
See that? That's the oil inside the shock.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And there wasn't really a lot in there. Most of it leaked out. Loads of air in there. So now I'm just going to get this cloth. There's probably better ways of doing it. There's probably dirt and water. Yeah. There's probably ways that and water. There's probably ways. Yeah. There's probably ways that you lot will do it, which you would consider better or the proper way, or or whatever. But this is the way that I do it, and it works fine. It's worked for the past 25 years.
Oh, this squishy.
And it will work again now. 2 little holes in there. Little holes in there. I don't know if you can see that. 2 little holes in that little black washer. That's what the oil passes through. If you want to make it, if you put the thinnest oil you can in there and it's still too hard, you just got to draw them holes out a bit bigger. But anyway, I'm going to clean this up. We'll be back. Yes?
This
Squishy?
is squishy.
Oh, good. Right, so I've got all the oil out of there now. I've given it a bit of a clean. Got the 800 again. And we're going to fill that right up. Right up to the top. Like that.
Yeah.
Now you can get these shock stands. I've got one over there actually. And you put it in and you just let the air bubble itself out. But I'm too impatient for that. Well, actually I'm not impatient, but I normally just very gently. You got to watch it. It's right on the very top.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. Make sure that it's not going to overflow.
No.
Right, and you very gently push the rod and the piston, because the black thing inside is called the piston.
Yeah.
The silver thing is called the rod. People always call that the piston, but it's not. It's a rod.
Yeah.
Inside is a piston, and the piston attaches to the rod.
Yeah.
All right. So you push this up very, very gently, making sure that it's not overflowing. And it won't overflow if you do it slow enough, because the oil is going through those holes.
Yeah.
And then you put it back again.
It's
and you
gone.
go up again.
It's off.
And what will happen is you'll see little air bubbles work their way up. And they'll come out in the oil and they'll go baroop. Hopefully we'll get one, so I can prove it to you.
Yeah. You get one?
People are scared of shocks.
Yeah.
There's no need to be scared of a shock.
No. Not if you're dead.
Oh, I did it too much for overflowing. See, I'm rushing it because I want to show you lot. I wouldn't normally do it this quick. I'd normally be a little bit slower. I'm rushing it.
It's slowly.
Yeah, you got to do it slowly.
Not
Otherwise,
faster.
no, you got to give it.
Fall over. It won't. Oh no.
You don't want it to overflow.
Yeah. No.
But maybe you can see little air bubbles just popping up. Little ones, loads of little ones.
Yeah.
It is overflowing.
And
I've done it too quick because I was rushing it for you, so I wanted to show you, but
it.
shouldn't have rushed it. But yes,
What's this?
that's an exhaust.
Sauce.
Exhaust, yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to do this a few more times, make sure I've got all the air out, and then we'll come back. There's all the little bubbles I was talking about. Look, can you see them? Little bubbles in there. Loads of little ones. Sometimes you get a big one that go boom, but a lot of the time it's just little mini bubbles. You've got to try and get as many of them out as you can. You might not be able to get them all out, but you've got to get out as many as you can.
Daddy.
That's pretty much done now. Now what you can also do, if you want to, you can leave the top on and you can pop this little bottom bit off and you can turn it upside down and fill it up from the bottom up, or maybe you'd count that as a top, whatever way you want to say, but you can fill it the other way around if you want to. Some people seem to think that that's like a new revolutionary way of doing it. It's not. You know, people have been doing that for years. You can fill it however you want to fill it. It's entirely up to you what way around you fill it and how you get the air out. you know, if you've got a better way of doing it, you do it your way. But you know, whatever sort of thing, whatever way works for you. You know, if it works, is it a wrong way? No. If it doesn't work, then it's a wrong way. But if a way works, then that's the right way to do it.
No.
I don't reckon there's any airlift in there now. Might be a little bit too much. I might have to get a little bit of that oil out because it won't go quite all the way. I'll tip a little bit of oil out and then we'll go from there. Right, there we go. Now, I think there's a little bit of air in there, but I'm not that bothered. It pushes itself out, look.
Daddy.
It goes all the way in.
Daddy.
Yes?
Look, water.
Oh, water?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that might be brake cleaner. Anyway, that's that. That's good. So now we can put this... Oh, I've got to clean all that. Let me just clean all this dirt. The spring and everything's all dirty. Let me just clean everything. What's going on here now? We've got an earthquake going on. Right, so this shock is now mended. So don't forget, we've got to put... It's the reverse of what we took it apart. So that little ring thing, we'll go that way around. That goes on there. I don't think it really matters way around it goes. I just quite fancy putting it the other way around. And then we've got to pull the spring all the way down. Get this little collar like that. And that goes over there like that. And I think there's a little bit of air in there still because I can hear it, but I'll get that out later on. I'll let it settle overnight maybe, and then in the morning I'll come and get a little bit more of it out. I know you lot are going to say, if you do it this way, if you do it that way, blah blah blah. I'm not interested really. So this goes on there. Now, this is the original spacer that come with it when it was new, and they were on it when it come out the box, because that's how it's supposed to be. So that's what I put back on it. We'll put this other one back together. Those are the two screws. This one's the better one of the two shocks. There's no air in this one whatsoever. Probably because I didn't rush this one quite as much as I rushed the other ones. I'm blaming it on you. I was only rushing it because of you. As usual, it is your fault, of course. I mean, it's definitely not going to be my fault, is it? I mean, why would it be my fault? Definitely not my fault.
Not my fault.
Anyway, that can go on there like that. That goes over there. And don't forget, pull the little thing down, and that goes on there. And then we've got two rebuilt shocks. And when I say rebuilt, I mean rebuilt Haggard way. What was a leaf? Which is without new seals and new O-rings. Just new oil. Like that, because I know some of you are going to say, that's not rebuilt. Well, it's not rebuilt, is it? No, you're right. It's definitely not rebuilt. But they're better than they were. So if they're better than they were, then we can call them rebuilt. Alright? I'm given permission to do that. Now, what one was that on? That was on
Daddy.
the furthest one out. Hello.
Yeah.
Very nice. What are you doing? Now let's see what this is going to be like in a minute. Hopefully it's going to be a bit better than it was. Now the suspension on the Rush, EVO and the Rush, was always quite soft and sort of saggy, because that's just what they were. They're stadium trucks, you know, not meant for going over great big jumps. Of course, if you want to adjust your suspension to make it higher up and more stiffer, you can use, you've got 1, 2, 3 different holes that you can put it in. I'm pretty sure that it was in the furthest one out. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look at another video. Or bloody, what's going on here? Look, I'm making it bloody up right now. Let go. Right, let's see. Look at that. That's a lot better than it was.
Yeah, it is.
Still quite low and saggy, because that's how they come. That's how they were. But that's how it's supposed to be, you know. Not all. Because before it was saggy and it was hitting on the floor. Because I remember on that last video, it was quiet. It was dragging along the floor when I took it out to the car park a couple of days ago now. It was dragging along the floor. That is 100 times better than it was back then.
Oh.
Right, I've decided I'm going to do the front ones as well. I wasn't going to because they were alright, but oh, bloody blimey. But obviously, for more than 20-year-old oil was in it, all brown, exactly the same as the back. So I've done the backs, I might as well do the fronts as well. So I'm going to get them done, both of the fronts. This is the right one. I'll do both of them, obviously. And then we can call that done. Happy days, man. This is the other one. Look, you can see that most of this oil was actually leaked out, so that probably means that the seal was bad in there. But I'm not bothered about that. I'm not changing seals. If all this oil leaks out that I'm putting in it now, maybe in a few years' time I might change the seal. But for now, I'm not changing the seal. Anyway, I'm going to put oil in this and away we go. Right, there we go. The fronts are now all done. And you can see how much better that is now. But don't forget, there is no weight on the front. So that's going to be like all, you know, it's just going to be springy anyway. But that's how it was pretty much from brand new that I remember. So, but the backs, that is so much better. Now, obviously, the further up the axle you put that, the higher it's going to ride, and also the stiffer the suspension is going to be. I've got it on the lowest setting, so I might put it on that one, or I might even put it on that one, and we'll see what that's like. We'll do a little bit of an experiment and see what's the best, but these aren't supposed to be jacked right up. They're not monster trucks after all. So I quite like it on that one. That's the one it was from the factory, and I quite like it on that. I ran it like that for the best part of 20 years, and I quite like that, so there we go. Now we've got new suspension pretty much. Now what I was going to do is I was going to lightly sort of just go through this, because when I had this out the other day I really was enjoying myself, and I thought let's give this old car some TLC, and I was going to do the suspension because I noticed that was dragging on that day. If you saw that video, every time I accelerated it was dragging on the floor. That's because there was so much, you know, there was pretty much no oil left in those shocks. So I was going to do that and then just give it a bit of a clean and call it a day. But then someone commented and they said, why don't you sell a car or something and then use that money to refurbish that Rush properly? And I thought that was a bloody good idea. Let's do it properly. So I've currently got a Nitro car for sale. The money that I get from that, I'm not going to buy, because usually what I would do is I'd get an old Nitro car, I'd get it running, make some videos of it, and then sell it on. And then with that money, I'd buy another old Nitro car that hasn't run for so many years, been in someone's shed, and I'd get that running, and then I'll do exactly the same, like a big circle. Minion's gone inside now, so it's going to be a little bit quieter. Anyway, that's what I'd normally do. But this time, I'm going to use that money from the car that I've just got running and it's currently for sale. And I'm going to buy any parts that I need to buy to get this to be properly refurbished. Now, I don't really need much. There's a bent steering arm there, look, but I could bend that back, so I don't need to buy a new one of those. I've got good tyres. If I can get some more tyres, I will buy some more tyres though. Original ones, cross ones like this. If I can buy some more, I will buy some more, because it's always good to have spares, because I do intend and I really want to run this car more often. Now the engine, as I did say many times before, is a second-hand engine. I went through quite a lot of second-hand engines that you subscribers sent me until I come across this one that actually ran quite well. As far as I can see, you can still buy the T15 engines. I've seen a few for sale brand new in various shops. Obviously old stock, but they might not be old stock. They might be new stock, I don't know, but they're for sale anyway. Or I can buy a different engine, like an equivalent engine. But I would rather go for the genuine, the HPI T15, the one that would have been in it when it was new, and it's the one I've got in it now. You can't buy rebuilds for them, you can't buy sleeves, you can't, well, if you can, I haven't found them. So if you know a place where I can buy pistons and sleeves and cranks and bearings for a T15 and it's not extortionate pricing wise, let me know, because I might rebuild this engine or rebuild the one, well no, I don't know where it's gone now. My original engine is long gone. I'll probably put it somewhere. I probably might rebuild this one if I can get it, but if not, this is a perfectly good working engine. There's nothing wrong with it, as we see in that other video. it runs perfectly fine. So there's not a lot else really. I don't know what all that yellow paint is. Oh, I know what that yellow paint is. That's off the speed bump. That's that speed bump that I went over. Jumping over a speed bump when I that yellow paint. That's what that's from. You can see how much over the years. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do, and give this old car some proper TLC. But there's not a lot wrong with it, to be honest. Back in the day when I was a kid, I was like what Kevin Talbot is now. I used to launch out off of skate park ramps on all sorts, and it went through everything, and it bloody held up. It never broke. That's the thing back then. My little boy just come into me and said, "Daddy, are you cool?" I said, "Dunno, that's for your job to call me. Am I cool? Or am I cool, Dad?" He said, "You're cool. I like you." Mummy said, "You're not cool." I said, "Well, Mummy doesn't like me, does she?" And he said, "Okay, but I like you, and I think you're cool." Little kids always surprise me. Anyway, I forget what I was talking about now. Completely forgotten. Oh yeah, that's the thing. It seems that back then, these cars, this and the Savage, never really broke. Nothing happened. I literally started them up and ran them. That was it. All the time. Never had any problems whatsoever. Might have the odd spur gear go now and again where an engine moves, but that's it. Nothing else. Nowadays, everything breaks, doesn't it? As an adult, you realize everything bloody breaks all the time. And you think, what different from then and now? You tell me. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, HPI Savage Rush. New oil in the shocks. The first step of a bit of TLC for the old Rush. So, thanks for watching, you lot. And treat people nicely. And I've never ever asked for a subscription. Never asked you lot to subscribe. But I want to get 10,000 subscribers. We're on 7,600 something at the moment on this channel. I want to get to 10. So if you like it, think about subscribing and, you know, stick around. There's plenty more of the Rush, plenty more old Nitro cars coming up, and some newer Nitro cars as well. Thanks for watching. Treat people nice, treat people how you'd like to be treated, and I'll catch you later on. All the best, you lot. Take care.